Heyo, what's going on, guys? So I haven't filmed in a super long time because I've been ridiculously busy, and I'm still super busy, and I should not be filming. I should be doing homework, but here we are. Lately I've been doing a lot of reacting to K-pop, as you can tell. Thank you so much for the support on those videos and all the feedback you guys give me. I really appreciate it. And if you're watching this video because of those videos, welcome to my channel and welcome to whatever the heck this is. I really appreciate you guys watching those. That was really awesome that those got the attention that it did. I don't know if I'll do a part 3 in the future, but if you want me to react to other ones, I mean, I'd be willing to, so we'll see how that goes. I might not do them for a while though, just because I don't want my channel to become a reacting to K-pop channel. However, I know you guys like those, so please let me know. And also, if you have any other suggestions for videos, don't be afraid to leave them in the comments. Tweet me, like, do whatever you gotta do, because, I mean, I can't think of all the ideas, so if you have any ideas that you want me to do or you want to see, please let me know. So this we're going to be taking it back a little bit. Not as much like exciting, wow, oh my gosh video, more of kind of a laid back one. This video idea came from Kristen Johns. You might know her, she's a YouTuber married to Marcus Johns. And she essentially gave 5 questions and answered them. She answered the question, I think she made up the questions. So yeah, that's basically what this video is going to be. I'll just be answering them. I'll try to get through them as fast as I can to make this video not like a million years long, because there's only 5. I'll leave the questions in the description below. If you want to do your own video, or you want to just comment and say how you would answer the questions in the comments below, definitely don't be afraid to do that. I would love to find out how you guys would answer them. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the video. So the first question that Kristen poses is, where does your joy come from? And I have 3 kind of answers to this. 1 is my environment, 2 is music, and 3 is surrounded by people I love. And I'll go into depth a little bit more. So environment, I feel like a lot of people are like this, but I'm very affected by my environment. So like, whether it's the weather or just my room itself, I'm a very like environmental person, and I like having things kind of like a certain way. I say that as my room is a complete mess right now. However, like little things in the walls or even like behind me, there's more to it, you just can't see it. I like having just like a nice, like kind of comfortable environment that I can really concentrate in. That's why I do homework like in my room, because that's where I feel like most like kind of comforted. I have like my little lights up, I have my little quotes up, and I'm very affected by like my environment. And that goes too with like school or work. Like if I'm working in a place that's very dry, like it just like, I just don't like it. And again, I feel like this is a lot of people, so it's not like I'm saying this is like super unique. Like I know a lot of people feel this way, but I feel like it affects me a lot. Second is music. I'm a huge like music person. Obviously music makes you feel different ways, but music is just something that means a lot to me. It's what calms me down. It's what I look forward to if I have like a new artist I'm listening to. Right now I'm currently obsessed with Lauv, L-A-U-V. I'm just like, I mean, he's getting me through midterms right now. I can't remember his real name, and I know it, I just can't remember it. But he's getting me through midterms right now because his music is just so calming. Same with like John Mayer, I love that type of music. And I love like when people like tell me music that they love and like they want me to like check it out, that makes me just feel like so happy. Like, yes, I want to know what kind of music you listen to, and I want to like find out about different other artists. So yeah. And the third one is surrounded by people I love. So like my freshman year of college when I was at La Crosse, that's about 2 hours from where I live. It was really difficult for me because, I mean, I'm surrounded by people that I don't know for a year, and it was really difficult. But the thing that got me through it was my cousin and my aunt also live in La Crosse, and they're like 5 minutes from campus, and my cousin actually went to La Crosse as well. And because I was able to like be surrounded by people I love at times where like I was really stressed out, that's what really got me through it. So when I'm surrounded by like familiar faces, and again, everyone feels this way, but when I was surrounded by them, it made me feel like a lot more at peace. The second question is, how do you feel most loved? Now, Kristen did the 5 languages test when she did this video, and that's what I did to answer this question, because I honestly don't know what makes me feel most loved. It's a series of questions where you pick different situations and which one makes you feel most loved, whether it's by family or by your significant other, and then you have 5 results at the end. So my top 2 results that were tied actually were physical touch and words of affirmation. So for me, and I can totally see this, like I was not surprised at all. I'm a very like touchy-feely person. I won't like hug random people, like I'm not that touchy-feely, but like to feel close to someone. Like I like having that closeness. And I've never been in a relationship, so technically I don't really know, but I feel like if I was, I would like to have that like closeness with them, of just like having them like sit really close to me and like holding hands, or like aren't, you know, like I'm just a very like, I like having that because it makes me feel like safer and it makes me feel like more comforted, I guess. And then words of affirmation, I'll touch on this a little bit later, but I'm very insecure in my actions. And so I need kind of like that reassurance that like, yes, what you're doing is good, like it's okay. And so when I get that like affirmation from people that I love, it makes me feel so much better. So the third question is, what is something that you have overcome? This is gonna sound weird, but I'll explain it. I've overcome my sense of failure, and this is what I mean by that. Back in especially high school and a little bit in middle school, if I like screwed up on something, or I failed, or something happened like that, I would feel really down on myself, and I would say, well, that's it, like that's just it. I wouldn't like try to fix it because I felt that it wasn't worth it, or that I would never be able to get it right. Now I'm a lot more determined. So like if I get something wrong, I'm gonna prove to myself and prove to everyone else, actually, you know what, I can do this. I might have failed this one time, but I'm gonna do this, and that's just how it's gonna be. And I'm a lot more determined when I screw up. So the next question is, what is one of your biggest struggles or weaknesses? And I have two, but they coincide, so it'll make sense. So the two are insecurity and anxiety. And I think there's a lot of people that struggle with these, obviously, but I'm gonna go into depth about them. So for insecurity, this pretty much started since I was in about 7th grade. And I remember the first time I ever experienced insecurity. So at the end of every year in middle school, so 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, at the end of every year, we go on like a school trip for each grade. So in 7th grade, we went to Chula Vista, which is in Wisconsin Dells, and it's a water park. It was in June, so it's pretty warm, and both outdoor and indoor are open. I was part of a group of friends in 7th grade that I'm not friends with anymore at all. Like the second I entered high school, actually, once I entered 8th grade, I was not friends with them anymore because they just weren't good friends, but that's a whole other story. But the girls in it were wearing bikinis, and I was wearing a one piece. And when I looked at the girls, I was like, wow, they're like really skinny and they look really pretty. And here I am wearing my stupid swimsuit and I look really, really dumb. And that was the first time I remember ever feeling bad about myself. Before that, I mean, of course there were times, you know, but nothing like serious, but like that actually like hit me, and I never forgot that moment. To give you a little insight about how insecure I am, there has not, no matter how I felt that day, no matter what happened, there has not been a single day at school since 8th grade, including college, where I have not worn makeup. Not a single day. Yeah, I've never missed a day of not wearing makeup, I've never missed a day of wearing makeup to school. Just because I feel like I don't look good without it, and then it's almost like I have to wear it. I tell people that like makeup is fun and that's why I do it, which it is. I'm not saying it's not. I'm super into makeup. I love learning about, you know, new products coming out, new techniques. I mean, it's so fun for me, and I could talk about it for days. So it's not like I don't find it enjoyable. However, that's not the reason I wear it every single day. Even on like the weekends. Even if I'm not going anywhere, then okay, maybe I won't. But like, it's so incredibly rare where I don't wear makeup because I just don't like the way I look without it. And anxiety started, so now we're flipping it. Anxiety started junior, senior year, where I started to notice it. I think I definitely had it beforehand, I just didn't really think about it that way. For me, what anxiety is I overthink everything. It definitely plays a role in like social anxiety too, where I like clam up when I'm talking to new people, like I'm like, I hate, oh my gosh, it's so frustrating for me. It kind of depends on the situation. Obviously there's sometimes where I'm like super outgoing and I can talk to people, but then there's other times where I just completely shut down. And I get really nervous, and like social gatherings where I don't really know anyone like terrify me and like make my heart race, and I feel like I can't breathe and I'm pacing around the room, and I'm like, it's so bad. Now insecurity plays a role in this, and I'll give you an example. On Friday, so this is going up on Monday, so on the previous Friday, October 13th, Friday the 13th, whatever, I had to present and lead discussion for that day, and it was in my African American literature class. I was super anxious about it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was 2 hours before I had to go to my class and present, and I was having lunch, and I was doing homework while I was having lunch, and I couldn't concentrate on my reading because that was all I was thinking about. And I went to go on my phone, but my stomach had butterflies, and it was just I couldn't concentrate on anything because it was all I was thinking about. Well, while I'm presenting, so now skip forward to when I'm presenting, I'm super insecure about myself that I go up there and I'm like, oh my god, I look really weird. Everyone's looking at me and I'm reading everything, but I'm super insecure about my answers. I'm like, there's no way this is right. Everyone thinks I'm wrong. And my questions are probably stupid. They're all probably thinking that it was horrible. And I hate that I do that to myself because I'm like, Emily, you've prepared. You know what you're doing. You know that this is when Zora Neale Hurston was born and this is when she died. This is her entire biography. It's not that hard to figure out. Your questions go along with the readings. It's totally fine. And people are answering them, and yet I keep thinking that no, it's not good enough. I am just not good enough. This is just so bad. And that's kind of a weird example. I feel like that didn't actually portray it as well as I wanted it to, but I struggle so badly with just comparing myself, being anxious for things, and my anxiety, it frustrates me because this is a really, really long answer, and I'm sorry for that, but my anxiety plays a role in interfering with just daily activities. This week was really, really tough because Tuesday I had to lead my journalism discussion. Wednesday I had to do a photo shoot for a friend who was doing a project, but I still had to go and do it, and that was making me feel nervous. Thursday I had orientation for my new job. Friday I had to lead discussion, and yesterday I had to work the Badger game on the sidelines, and that was nerve-wracking because I didn't know anyone there, and I just had to show up and hope that I was in the right place, and it was really scary for me. So this week put a toll on myself, and I almost canceled the things that I had to go to. Not the discussions because that was my grade. If I could cancel those I would. But I almost was just I can't go to orientation. I almost said I can't do the photo shoot, and I almost called in because I was just so nervous about it and I was just having so much anxiety. I barely got any sleep this week because I was so incredibly nervous and I couldn't concentrate on anything and I couldn't just relax. Today is the first day where I can finally breathe, and I can't even breathe because I start my new job tomorrow and Thursday, and that makes me nervous, and that's it's so bad, and it's such a big struggle, and I want to say that I'm getting better at it, but I honestly think it's getting worse, and it's the point that I'm saying with this is that I want you to know that if you have these feelings too, you're not the only one that feels that way. And I always feel wow, well, no one else in this class feels this way. No one else is nervous for their presentation. They're just going up there and doing their thing. They might be just as nervous as I am, or even more so, but I would never know, Because it's not like I put out my nerves while I was presenting. It's not like I made it look like I was having anxiety. That's exactly how I was feeling. So if you have these feelings of insecurity and comparing yourself and anxiety and all these things, you're not alone. And I know people say that all the time, but you're not. I mean, a lot of people have these things, and people are always, they might look like they have their life together, but everyone has problems. Literally everyone has problems. That was kind of my little ramble there. Sorry, that was a super long answer, but that's just, we're putting it all out there. We're trying to get vulnerable on YouTube. That's just what we're doing. So the last question is a little bit less of a heavy question, and it's, what legacy do you want to leave? And there are two things. I want to leave the fact that I am a determined person. I want people to remember me as that, how it's something I've overcome. And also that I'm a kind and caring person. I like to think of myself as a caring person, and I think it's because, honestly, I think I'm a super caring person because of my insecurity. And let me elaborate on that. In middle school, with that group of friends that I mentioned earlier, I really didn't talk to them that much. I really didn't talk a lot in the group because I just felt like an outsider. It's kind of a long story. And I also know what it feels like to have girls snicker about you, or but when they talk about you behind your back, or they're laughing or giggling about you. I know how that feels, and I know how it feels to be that girl that's left out of a group of three. You know what I mean? They always say three's a crowd. I've had that experience before. I feel third wheeling with two girl best friends is way worse than with a couple, and I can attest to that. I've done both, and the girl one is way worse. And I know what it feels like to not know who to sit by, or I know how it feels to kind of excluded or feel isolated, and so, or to have all these problems but you feel like no one really cares about what you're saying. I want to be that person for other people that they can go to me and they can talk about these problems and they can say like, hey, this is what I'm feeling and I just need to let it out. And I love that. I love when people come to me with like different things. And my mom always said I should be a therapist. I'm not going to be. I don't think I can handle it psychologically, like mentally. But she said I should because I do give advice to people and I do, you know, that type of thing. And I really enjoy it. I really enjoy, you know, having like my friends and family and, you know, or people that I just met open up to me. Like, let me be that person for you. So for example, like if I'm in like a group setting and I know most of the people in the group, but I see one person that's kind of like the outsider, I guess, or doesn't really know people as well, I'll be that person that makes the extra effort to talk to them and to make them feel welcome, because I know what that feels like to be uncomfortable or to be in a group setting where you feel kind of isolated or you feel kind of alone. I know how that feels. I've had that feeling so many times, and I honestly just wish someone could have been there for me, and so I want to be that person for them where they can feel comfortable and they can feel like, okay, this is alright, you know? I want to be that caring person for people who might be a little shy or might, you know, not feel very confident in a situation. Let me be that person because I will be extra nice to you. I'll be like overly kind and caring because I know how it feels to have people kind of look at you weird or to, you know, not feel like you're welcome. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. This is super long, but we got through it. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you want to answer the questions yourself in a video or you want to leave them in the comment below, please let me know. I would love to know how you guys have answered that. Again, a big shout out to Kristen for making this video. I'll leave her video in the description below as well, so you can go check that out. And if you have any video suggestions, I mean, let me know. I would really, really like some ideas because I can't think of it all. You know, midterms are hitting and it's a struggle. So, yeah, that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe as always, and I will see you next time with another